Resilient Spirit, the story of the spiritual Baptist faith. In the heart of the Caribbean, a faith was born from the fusion of African traditions and Christian teachings. The spiritual Baptist faith, a vibrant and deeply spiritual movement, emerged as a beacon of hope and resilience. Yet, for decades, colonial authorities sought to silence its voice, branding its practices as dangerous and outlawing its worship. This is the story of faith under fire, the persecution and ultimate triumph of the spiritual Baptist community in Trinidad and Tobago and beyond. Origins and beliefs. The spiritual Baptist faith traces its roots to the fusion of West African religious traditions with Christianity, brought to the Caribbean through the transatlantic slave trade. Its worship practices include singing, drumming, clapping, and a unique form of spirit possession and prayer. Unlike mainstream Christian denominations, the Baptists embraced a deeply personal and ecstatic form of worship, a practice that colonial authorities viewed with suspicion. Our ancestors found strength in the Spirit. The colonial masters took away their drums, their languages, and their freedom, but they could not take away their faith. We worshipped in the forests, in secret, in the dead of night, just as our ancestors had done before us. Colonial persecution. As the spiritual Baptist faith grew, so did the fear among colonial authorities. In 1917, the British colonial government in Trinidad and Tobago passed the Chowder Prohibition Ordinance, effectively criminalizing the religion. Followers were arrested, fined, and even imprisoned for their faith. The use of drums and bells, core elements of worship, was banned. But even under the threat of punishment, the faith endured. Historian, the persecution of the spiritual Baptists was not merely about religion. It was about control. The colonial powers saw any expression of African identity as a threat to their authority. The banning of the faith was part of a larger effort to suppress African heritage and enforce European cultural dominance. Resistance and resilience. Secret baptisms still took place in the rivers and hidden prayer meetings in remote areas. Despite the restrictions, the spiritual Baptists did not waver. Worship continued underground, passed down through generations in whispered prayers and hidden rituals. Women played a crucial role in preserving the faith, becoming spiritual leaders and healers in their communities. Our ancestors fought for this faith with their lives. Even when they were beaten, when they were imprisoned, they did not abandon their God. The spirit could not be shackled. The road to freedom. By the mid-20th century, the winds of change began to blow. As Trinidad and Tobago moved toward independence, calls for religious freedom grew louder. In 1951, after years of activism and resistance, the ban on spiritual Baptist worship was finally lifted. Celebrating liberation. Today, March 30th is recognized as Spiritual Baptist Liberation Day in Trinidad and Tobago, a national holiday commemorating the struggles and triumphs of the faith. From persecution to recognition, the journey of the spiritual Baptists is a testament to the enduring power of belief and the strength of cultural identity. Conclusion. The story of the spiritual Baptists is one of resistance, survival, and ultimate victory. It is a reminder that faith, when held firm, can withstand the strongest storms. This documentary sheds light on the resilience of the spiritual Baptist community in the face of colonial oppression, highlighting their struggles, perseverance, and eventual triumph. Pastor Junior J. Lewis. School of the New Jerusalem. Spiritual Baptist Church. Diego Martin, Trinidad.